canvas show through to give the indication of all kind of little sticks and twigs that are growing through here. There they are. Just using the point of the knife here. And these little sticks create tremendous distance in a painting. So many of the fast painting techniques that I have seen around the country as I teach this almighty method are very flat, have very little depth to them. Okay, maybe now we might as well have some fun here. Let's take some Van Dyke brown and let's put an almighty dead tree right up through here. You always have dead trees in the woods when you're walking around. There. Be brave. Go right across the waterfall here. And we'll just lay this in with a knife. And we're using very thick paint here. Right across the top. And let's give him a little friend right beside him here. This old tree's just about had it. He's gonna sort of fall over in the stream, be washed away here pretty soon. But until then, he's still part of the beauty that's ever evident in nature. Maybe we'll just make him a little taller. That way he'll make a bigger splash when he hits the water. Okay. Now I'm going to use the liner brush with a little bit of thin oil on it, a little yellow and a little permanent red mixed together. We'll brighten this one up a little touch. Okay. Maybe we'll have another big tree right in here. Okay, there it is. Isn't that fantastic that you can just push a tree right out of your brush like that? Maybe we'll have another tree here. No use stopping. We're having so much fun here with these trees. Okay. And already we have a basic shape to work with. We really don't plan these paintings. We let them happen. We just sort of decide where we want basic shapes and work from there. Okay, let's take the almighty knife. He lives right there. Well, he certainly does now. It's a big son of a gun. He's right over here in front of your cloud. All we're doing here is just applying color. Just all we're looking for is just the nice basic outside shape. We could care less what's going on inside here. Just the edges. Just take this old fan brush and get mean with it. Really scrunch it in there. Don't know if that's a word or not, but certainly you know what I'm saying. Now then, you can take this brush and begin pulling that. Because this is wet, it'll move on there. There we go. See, and it gets lighter, lighter, lighter as it works down. Now then. Okay, now just by changing brush strokes here, you can create the illusion of all kinds of little things happening. So we don't want a lot of detail. This is too far away. Too far away. So just take the brush, create all kinds of little things. Like so, okay? Isn't that nice and easy? Told you you'd like that. Let's tell you what. We're going to use the same colors, only with less white in it. So we have Alizarin Crimson and Phthalo Blue. Alizarin Crimson, Phthalo Blue. Proportionately, well, that's hard to say. Proportionately, you need much more crimson than blue. Okay, I'm gonna have another little headland, and he lives, yep, right there. Look at that. See how easy it is? You can just make layer after layer after layer, and it really helps create the illusion of distance in your seascape. All right, now, once again with a 2-inch brush, pull that down. Let's go right into some
Van Dyke brown here. Pull it out very flat, like so. Cut across it so you have that roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife. Okay, let's go up here. Now this is crashing right in here, so we need a big stone that lives. There it is. Look at that big old stone. He's living here. Waves are just about to beat him to death. There we go. This is nice. This is nice. This would be a good place to do some surf fishing. You can catch a big old fish that lives out there in the ocean. My mother would like it. She's quite a fisherman. She came to Alaska and spent some time with me and took her out and she caught a big salmon. Okay, this is a little dark sienna and Van Dyke brown. I want this to be quite dark still. And with this, we sort of form our rocks. Just see. There, but still quite dark. Quite dark. Yeah, we'll take a fan brush and we'll sneak right back up in here. We'll make that a little path so we can come down here and catch that big fish that lives over here. There we go. All right. Okay, over here we'll put in some happy little grassy areas, like so. Just wherever you want them. I tell you what. There's a nice one. Tell you what, I see. Maybe that's just a perfect place to have a little path. So let's do that. Let's do that. You know, while I'm putting this little path in, some of the questions that we get asked over and over, probably one of the most common questions that I hear is there any editing done to the paint? Load it full of paint. Now I haven't washed this brush since we started. Sky color, hills, everything. Okay, let's go right back in here. And maybe in here we're going to have another hill. And here, once again, all I'm doing is just applying some dark color to it. You could really put this on with a paint roller. Put it on with a paint roller. Well, we could start a whole new thing. There we go. But each layer here, you want it to get darker and darker as it comes toward the front. As we've mentioned before, over and over, as things get closer to you in the landscape, they get darker in color. Okay. In fact, we can just maybe. There's just some little indications of we don't want definite shapes here. I just want background foliage. So just touch here and there. And we'll sort of vary back. I'll begin going into maybe a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, just here and there. All we want is just some background foliage. Most of this is going to be covered up. But in case some of it shows through, it'll look like trees way back in the distance. So we're not worried about a great deal of shape, form. Just some little things happening. Maybe. Right here, maybe there's a little light playing through. And you can see some little leaves here and there. Here and there, wherever you want them. There. Okay. Let's go back into a little bit of Indian yellow. Just put some little indications here and there. And I'm using just the corner of the brush and just barely touching, letting the brush sort of bend downward just a little bit. Not a lot of pressure, a little pressure. Let's just drop in a few little indications of some little tree trunks happening here and there. We're not looking for detail. Still not looking for detail. Just some little indications that we can see. Already it looks like trees back here, and you really haven't done hardly a thing. Just to make some little indications. We'll worry about detail when we get a little further along in the painting. Because when things are far away, you can't see all this detail. As they get closer to you, then you make out more detail. You can count leaves. Back here, you can't. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the titanium white, and let's just put a little highlight on some of these here and there, so it looks like a little light shining through the woods. little spots where the light comes through. Let's go over here, right there. Tap a little. Okay. Isn't that easy? That easy. We've got just something that gives us an idea of a nice little soft background. Very firm paint here. We want this paint to be as firm as possible. Look at that. Okay, now see this little point here, it needs to have its own private shadow. And if it doesn't have its own shadow, then it won't stand out like an individual. And you can just bounce it back and forth here and play. Shoot, look at there. Maybe there's another one. There's right there. As many or as few as you want in your world. This is your creation. But each one of them, see here, now once again, right here, we need to have another shadow. See, there we go. And all the time, this is mixing with that beautiful color that's underneath. It allows all kinds of things to happen. Well, let's take a clean, dry 2-inch brush, and I'm going to gently, gently tap, following the angles in the mountain. Always follow your angles. And tap more down here at the base than you do up here. Up here, you just barely want to whisper it. Down at the bottom, you want to tap it a little bit harder. If you begin collecting some paint on your brush, just beat the devil out of it, and that'll remove the excess paint right off your brush without going through a lot of cleaning. There we are. See how soft that's beginning to look? Over here, you follow these angles. Always pay attention to the angles in your mountain, and that's what you're looking for. There. Now then, very gently lift upward. This takes out all those little tap marks, softens, blends, creates the illusion of mist. Just like so. Isn't that easy? You have one fantastic mountain. Big son of a gun. Big old mountain. There. Okay. Now we can play some more. Let's find us a fan brush.